morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you for joining me. We have a full show for you today, so let's get started. On today's show, I'm taking you inside of Diepenbrock Facial Cosmetic Surgery and chatting with Dr. Ryan. Then this weekend is Taste of the Arts Festival, so they join me in studio to share all about this wonderful event open to the whole community. And later, I speak with Architectural Digest about how 55% of people are relocating in 2023 and why Fort Wayne is a great city to choose. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Diepenbrock Facial Cosmetic Surgery. I am at Diepenbrock Facial Cosmetic Surgery to learn all about the ways they are restoring natural beauty. I talked to Dr. D and also learn about their open house. Let's go inside. Joining me now is a partner with OMSA and the director of Diepenbrock Facial Cosmetic Surgery, Dr. D. Hi.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yes, it's great to be here and to really learn about your practice. So OMSA has been here in this community for quite a while, and you have introduced your practice. So can you tell us more?
Absolutely. Well, I was trained in California in the Air Force, and part of my training as an oral maxillofacial surgeon, the Air Force decided they were going to let me do a fellowship in facial cosmetic surgery. So after I finished that fellowship training in Utah, I went back to Travis Air Force Base and developed my cosmetic surgery practice, both within the Air Force and a side cosmetic surgery practice that I developed. My wife and I decided that it was going to be time for us to move on from the military, and we were looking for a place to practice. And fortunately, I came across OMSA, and through a series of conversations and years of working things out, this turned out to be a great place that wanted to add the facial cosmetic surgery component to the already broad scope of OMSA.
And so kind of talk to me about your facial procedures, because you focus on face only.
Correct.
Okay, so no body surgeries. And so talk to me about some of the procedures that you offer.
That's a great question. So it's really a broad scope. And those techniques can be everything from little eyelid lifts to eyebrows, face lifts, rhinoplasties, facial implants, fat grafting, skin rejuvenation, ears. There's a lot of surgical techniques and procedures that I do to help with facial rejuvenation, but there's also some less invasive or minimally invasive procedures that might be in some people's menu of procedures that they would like. They want a little bit less downtime, but also want something that can be effective.
Okay, so those would be considered the non-surgical
Correct.
procedures. And so talk to me, share with me, what are some of the non-surgical that people can expect?
So there's a lot of different non-surgical procedures out there. Everyone wants to have results with no downtime and they heal fast, okay? Some of these things work very well, some don't. So what I do in my practice is I do a lot of research and look and see what is proven to work and bring those in. So one of the big things that we offer here is a procedure called FaceTite and Morpheus 8. And what that does is that takes radio frequency technology and we use that to help dissolve fat and tighten skin simultaneously. So that's a great procedure for someone who maybe isn't quite ready for a bigger surgical procedure, but they still want to have something done that's going to be effective.
Okay, and through your research, I'm sure that you come across all types of technology.
Yes.
And the fun part probably is getting to be innovative and getting to introduce new things. So share with me some of the new technology that may be out right now.
Absolutely. I think the use of radio frequency, like we previously mentioned with the FaceTite and the Morpheus 8, has been a really big step forward in minimally invasive procedures. The new technology with some of the facial fillers now, they're lasting longer, they're providing more volume. Those have been fantastic. And I think one thing as a surgeon, it's always important that I continuously improve upon my own skills. One thing that has really changed my practice in the last probably 3 to 4 years has been incorporation of deep plane face and neck lifts. That's giving our patients a lot more long-lasting, real life, realistic, natural results. That's something that really is more of an advanced surgical technique, and I've been fortunate enough to spend a lot of time with some great mentors in different parts of the country to really pick up those techniques.
That's really cool. Yes, and you mentioned serving in the Army.
Air Force.
Air Force. So first off, thank you for your service.
Welcome.
And I think that it's fascinating, your worldly experience and being able to bring it and offer these unique procedures to your clients. But my question is, what is your passion? Like, how did you become passionate about the facial cosmetic field and really helping people with their reconstruction?
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to have great mentors. I mean, we all have people that we've looked upon who've inspired us. I was very fortunate to have some great leaders, both in the military and in the private practice side. And the other thing that was great is in the military, there was a very collegial environment amongst different medical specialties and dental specialties. So I had some great influences by ENT surgeons, by oculoplastic surgeons, and by plastic surgeons and dermatologists who really helped me to become a better surgeon. I was able to work closely with them, take some of their techniques and skills that they had taught me to better help our patients, both from a cosmetic standpoint as well as a reconstructive standpoint.
Okay. And can you share some of the experiences that you have, or maybe some cases that really stand out that have been successful?
Right. I think that some of the more memorable cases that I have are patients who have had a condition and they really didn't know where to go or what to do with it. Some things that really pop out in my head, I have a number of patients who have a condition called rhinophyma. And what that is patients who develop this really thick, oily rosacea tissue on the tip of their nose. And you've seen those patients before. In the past, there hasn't been a lot of really good treatment for that. But like I said, using that radio frequency, that newer technology, I'm able to do some pretty neat things that have really helped these people. I think one of the more sad stories is I had a patient who came to me and he had this very large growth on his nose. And I asked him, what made you decide to come in now? And his response was, COVID is over and I don't have to wear a mask anymore. And for me, that was really, that really hit pretty hard. Like, so what can I do to help this gentleman out? So I've been doing a lot of recently, really kind of growing that practice to help out these people who have this condition who haven't had any place else to go. I think some of the other more memorable patients are those who have experienced bullying for some sort of defect, whether that's their ears or their nose, and being able to help those people is very, very, very rewarding.
So I love that you're able to help people look and feel their best, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
And so I know right now you have some promotions going on. Would you share it with me?
Yeah, absolutely. So September 7th, we have our open house. Our open house is going to be held at Union 12 from 5:30 to 7:30. That's going to be a great way to come out and meet some of our vendors, some of those who really help make our practice great. It'll be a great opportunity to learn about some new things that we have. Additionally, we have some specials for anyone who mentions that they saw this video. They can come into our office and they're going to receive 15% off any non-surgical treatment.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. D, for chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as you heard, if you mention Living Local 15, you can get 15% off non-surgical procedures. We'll be sure to have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.
This segment sponsored by Diepenbrock Facial Cosmetic Surgery.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Festival coverage on Living Local 15 is brought to you by Marathon Rewards and Phil's One Stop. The Taste of Arts Festival is happening this weekend, and it's to celebrate diversity of arts and culture in Northeast Indiana. And joining me to share more is Rachel Ryan King, the Director of Communications for Arts United. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, so Taste of the Arts sounds super fun. And the best thing about it, I think, is that it's open to all and it's a free event. Right?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's the one time of year where you can really experience all of the arts and culture that happens here in Northeast Indiana without cost.
Yes, and just from my time of being here, I'm like, the arts is so fluid here. Like, I love it so much. You can see it everywhere. I love all the murals that are on the wall. So the fact that you all are bringing it to this festival sounds really fun. So can you share more, kind of give us an overview of the festival?
Sure, we have plenty to see and do. We have 12 different performance stages this year across the footprint of the festival with music, dance, theater, comedy, and a couple other cultural demonstrations. We have Nipsko STEAM Park, which is kids' activities that are based in STEM with an arts element to it. So that's put on by nonprofit organizations here in town that really allow people to get hands-on and interact with the different organizations. We have ArtLink Market. They have over 30 vendors this year who are going to be selling their goods.
Yes.
We have about 40 restaurants this year, food and drink. I know we
yes.
got to get a taste of something.
Right.
So they'll be all throughout the festival as well, and a good variety too between food, booze, all the good stuff, and dessert. And we also have some really fun interactive experiences where PFW has their visual arts department coming out with a virtual reality display.
Ooh.
We have an aerialist that you might be able to try your hand at some silks. We have the Human Library of Fort Wayne coming in. And there's also some live painting, not only by Kikiyanga Plein Air painters, but also by the sister city Taizhou, bringing in a few artists over at the Museum of Art.
Oh my
just
goodness.
Just a few highlights.
Just a few things. I mean, my goodness, the event is from 11 to 6, right? So that's a lot that's going to take place fully filled. But we have to go back for a second. So you said aerial stuff, like you can actually participate and do it?
Yes, so we'll have a couple of buskers out there, and the aerialist sets up on Calhoun Street, and so you're able to try your hand, maybe a little circus here and there, and a couple of other buskers that we'll have later on that you might be able to interact with. I don't know that we'll do fire spinning with the public, but but a lot of fun. Just try your hand at something new.
Right. Oh, I love that. And so also the performances, when I was looking into the event, I said, wow, you have such a variety. I mean, over 80 performers, and you mentioned the categories. So how will it be broken up? Will they happen at the same time? Will there be a list that people can go to the 12 stages?
Yes, so we have all of that online, and we have it so that there's kind of alternating stages. There's going to be some stages that are running concurrently, but there's an opportunity for you to catch a little bit of everything. Most of the performances have a little bit shorter of a set or performance, so you're able to kind of take a listen for a few minutes, and then if you want to wander off into a different band or see something else, you're able to do that as well.
Okay, great. And then circling back to the ArtLink Market, and so these are people who literally have handcrafted goods that people can buy and they will be out on display. So share with me about some of the artists that may be out there.
Sure, yeah, we'll have so many different kinds. That's one of the best things about ArtLink Market. For me personally, I love that part of the festival, being able to kind of shop around and find unique gifts either for someone else or for myself.
Right.
And we were able to really see a variety come in over the last few years of different artists come into the market. So you'll see everything from paintings to more embroidery work, self-care goods, and a lot of the things in between.
Okay. A little tease there. You have to go out and check it out for yourself. And then really honing in on the kids zone. That area sounds so nice because really it gives kids an opportunity to be educated and to explore and to experience the arts and also tying in the STEM. So can you give us more information about what all the kids can expect?
Absolutely. So with the kids activities, it is free to participate, and we're so thankful for the organizations that always partner with us every year to do this. So there's a whole bunch of different things that they can try out, and it's really talking about either the science, the technology, engineering, or mathematics behind what's going on. So Arch, the Preservation Society, they will usually bring in Lincoln Logs so you can talk about architecture and the engineering standpoint of it.
Yes.
We'll see the Embassy Theater brings their pipe organ, the portable one,
Oh.
and they actually explain the science behind the organ, so you can try it out for yourself. There's plenty of crafts that you can do and take something home as well.
Right, yes. And Rachel, I love that this event has been taking place for 15 years. That's really incredible. So what are you most looking forward to personally?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love this festival, and even if I'm biased by it, it's just really a nice display of all of the breadth and depth of arts and culture, and being able to see not only the variety of different music that we have in town, but also being able to see the community really come together to experience everything. And then I was actually talking about this with a couple of my coworkers, that at the end of the day, at the 6 p.m., once we're starting to tear down, we have the finale concert with WBOI for a live version of Meet the Music.
Okay.
And then it closes down with fire spinning performance by Pyroscope. And it's the part of the day that we're able to kind of sit back a little bit more and really just watch and enjoy the community enjoying it.
Yes, because you're like, the day is over, we did it, now let's enjoy the art.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Rachel, for coming in and sharing more.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And the Taste of the Arts Festival is taking place this Saturday, August 26th from 11 to 6 p.m. It's open to all. It's free to all. So check it out. We'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Apparently, 2023 is the time to move, according to a research performed by Architectural Digest. And joining me today is their researcher, Haley Neff, to share more about the best cities to move to. Hi, Haley.
Hi, Jessica.
Welcome. Yeah, so this is so fascinating. I am so interested in this topic. Like, people are packing up their bags and are moving to a new city in 2023. What has your research found?
So in this survey, we asked 1,000 different people what their thoughts on moving were in 2023. And we really found that Americans are restless this year. They want to be somewhere new. 55% of Americans want to or are already planning on moving, and 29% of people want to move to somewhere more affordable. Now, what we know about the housing market in Fort Wayne, I think that sounds like a pretty good reason for people to move there.
Right. Okay. So this trend is continuing, because I know it first started really in 2020 when the pandemic was happening. People were reevaluating some of the bigger cities, some of the more expensive cities, because you really couldn't really have a value of life when you're staying indoors. So now that people are outside, people are wanting to move even more now. So this trend is occurring. So what did you find when it came to Gen Z and Gen X?
So we actually found that Gen Z and millennials were the most likely to move. In fact, 39% have already relocated or already planned to in 2023. Their top reasons for moving are driven by affordability, no surprise there, looking for new jobs, and they also have safety concerns.
Oh, okay. So the safety concern, where has that really come from? Is it because some of the bigger cities have increased potential security risks? I know that some of the bigger cities also have an increased level of homelessness that is transpiring right now. Are those the reasons?
Yeah, I think the pandemic really brought out a lot of, maybe some harsher things in these big cities. So we have really been seeing this kind of mass exodus from these huge cities. And it really sounds like people want to put their roots down somewhere where they feel like they can go on a walk and be safe, they can get to know their neighbors, and that people really are looking to find that safe neighborhood community where they feel at home.
Okay. And I know, according to your research, the baby boomers are more interesting topic or section, because 25% of them are not willing to move, and they are the highest percent category. So why is it that the baby boomers are staying where they are?
Yeah, it is interesting that baby boomers are the least likely to move. I think part of it is maybe some of these people already fully own their homes and they don't want to go look for a house payment somewhere else. A lot of these baby boomers also have lower interest rates on their mortgages. So even if they do have a mortgage that they're paying on, it really doesn't make a lot of financial sense for them to leave their low interest rate at a time like now where interest rates are so high.
Okay. And as far as people moving right now, so you mentioned the fact that they are looking for affordability and also they are considering the crime risk in their current cities. But also, aren't they moving because they want to be closer to like their family and friends? Give me some other reasons that people are moving right now too.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends and family are a big driver. I think, kind of what you mentioned about the pandemic earlier, when people were being trapped inside, they were away from their loved ones. I think people are just really looking to find those deep family and friend connections again. And you just can't put a price on being close to your loved ones.
That is true. That is so true. And though there are many reasons that people are moving, there's some reasons that people are deciding not to. So can you share some of the deterrents?
So, an interesting one where we thought more people would be willing to move is that we thought maybe people would be willing to move because their job was requiring them to come back into the office. And we really found that that wasn't the case. Very few people reported in our survey that they were moving for this reason. We also thought that the effects of climate change, as we know right now, there have been some really devastating climate disasters this past year. And we thought that that might be a driver for people wanting to move. But surprisingly, again, that wasn't really a driving factor, and very few people actually said that it was.
That's interesting. Okay, so Haley, can you share with me any information about the traffic that's coming in and out of Fort Wayne? Are people moving here, moving out?
Yeah, so Fort Wayne had a net population change from 2019 to 2021, which is the most recent data that we have, of about 900 people. But what's really interesting about this is the top demographic where we are seeing people move to Fort Wayne are millennials aged 30 to 34, and that are in that home buying phase of their life. So a lot of people really are moving to Fort Wayne with the intention of buying a home.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. And of course, all these wonderful jobs that are opening up here and corporations. So that's good to hear. Well, thank you so much, Haley, for this information. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. It was great talking with you today.
You too. And if you would like more information about this study, we'll have the website listed for Architectural Digest to check it out. We'll be right back.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you can always rewatch segments of Living Local 15 on WANE.com and by downloading the WANE app. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life. So start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.